Botage. Hello from Bahia, Brazil. Oh boy. Well, I hope you enjoyed our visit to Salvador the other day, to the Festival of the Sea Goddess Iemanjá. I certainly had a good time, but I'm back in my small city of San Antonio now and uh, feeling every day more and more disturbed and devastated by what I see happening in the United States, back in my home country. If I can even call it that anymore, because with every passing day, I recognize it less and less. Anything that's good about the United States is being dismantled. Dismantled by a cabal of billionaires headed by Trump. I can barely stand to say his name. It's frightening. I think that's what I feel more than anything. Frightened by what is happening. The purges, the dismantling of the state, this obsession with DEI and these presidential, what are they called? Where he signs those those documents that have no legal standing behind them, against women, against trans people, against environmental safety, and the mass firings and dismantling of whole government departments, career, civil servants. It's very, very frightening that the United States is quickly turning into a fascist dictatorship, I feel. And I don't want to use the word fascist lightly. It's thrown around a lot, but I sincerely believe that is where we're heading very quickly. I'm very depressed about what is happening, and it's happening so quickly. And such incompetence. Such incompetence. Trump saying that the United States is taking over Gaza and that he's going to turn it into the Riviera of the East. So utterly irresponsible, thoughtless, crazed, dangerous. This Trump has absolutely no depth. He doesn't read. He has no sense of history. He doesn't even know really where Gaza is or what its history is. It's just frightening. And of course, his declarations that the United States is going to take over Greenland and Canada and the Panama Canal and punish Mexico and God knows what else he plans. I am very, very glad that I made the decision 3 years ago to leave the United States, to become a permanent legal resident of another country. 3 years ago, I didn't imagine that I was going to become exiled, I should say, from the United States, although that's how I feel now. I didn't know exactly, I didn't have a concrete idea of why I was leaving the United States, except for adventure, because I love travel and I love I love living internationally, and I love being a global nomad, but I never imagined that I would really be exiling myself from my own government, from my own country. And I'm afraid that's what it's become to. These are very, very dangerous, troubled times. I do feel, I do wonder if not being in the United States at this moment and being part of the struggle and part of the fight against what is happening is the right decision. But as I've said before, I'm 70 years old, and I spent decades on the front lines of the resistance. And I'm tired. My health is not the greatest. I'll do what I can from afar. I am not, by the way, renouncing my U.S. citizenship. I've thought of it, but I am not going to do that. I am, though, this year becoming a dual citizen. I'm applying for Brazilian citizenship. Thank you, Brazil, for being my port in the storm. I'm proud to be a legal permanent resident of Brazil. I'm ashamed of the United States. I'm disgusted that a majority, a small 1.5% margin voted, of eligible voters voted to elect Trump. But I know that there is a huge resistance in the United States, and my hope is that they continue the resistance, turn up the heat, and put an end to the horror that is coming down. I wish I had something more uplifting or positive to talk about today. I will in the next video. I mean, I've got a week from tomorrow, I'm making a trip to another state here in Brazil, the state of Sergipe. Its capital, Aracaju, and that will be fun. And I'll have a video before then too. But I just had to get off my chest, how I'm feeling. I watch the news. I wish I could wean myself off the news, not watch it, but I can't. It's like watching a car wreck. And I care too much not to know what's happening. But boy, talking about feeling like you're being hit by a sledgehammer. That's how I feel every time I turn on the news and see the latest outrage coming out of Washington, coming out of the Republican Party. It's just beyond shocking. I'm glad that I'm, how many miles away am I? 7,000 miles from the United States right now. But you know, I'm still vulnerable. My sole source of income comes from Social Security. Will the Trumpsters go after Social Security? Will they go after Medicare? I don't know. I think they're capable of it. Anyway, I'm sorry for all of you who are back up in the United States and are suffering and feeling the same anxiety and fear that I'm feeling. We're in this together. Let's not succumb to it. Let's do what we can to resist. Thanks for listening. I'm going to sign off. Beijos. Ciao.